All right, I might have said the wrong chapter last time. Chapter 12, lesson 2 is today's. We are finding the area of a circle. So the last time circumference was the distance around the circle. Well, now area is everything inside the circle. The couple things you need to remember, like I asked the last time, please type in 3.14 instead of using the pi button on your calculator. This has to be a radius. The last time circumference, you had two different formulas. One could use diameter, one could use radius. This time you need to use radius. And make sure you square it. It's not times 2, it is that number times itself. So for example, this is the radius, so I'm all set. A equals pi r squared. In geometry, we always write out our formulas. A equals 3.14 times 7 squared. Remember, this is not 14. I'm gonna grab my calculator. 3.14 times 7. You can do the squared button if you would like, or you could do 3.14 times 7 times 7. Either way works. And I get A equals 153.86. And again, it's going to ask you to round to the nearest tenth. So we're going to have A equals, and technically it's approximately equal to, because you are estimating for pi, so it's not exact, but I wouldn't take off for that. Label. Now we are talking about squared meters. Just a reminder though, when you type it in on Google Forms, please only type this. Make sure it's rounded to the nearest tenth. Next one, this is diameter. So what I'm gonna do right away is write off to the side what the radius is. So if the diameter is 13, the radius would be what? 6.5 feet. And now I'm ready to go ahead and solve. A equals pi r squared equals 3.14 times 6.5 squared, 6 squared, and I ended up with A equals 113.04, round to the nearest tenth. One thing I want you guys to remember, you must end up keeping that 0 there. Because it wasn't exactly 113 and you did round to the nearest tenth, that 0 needs to be there for a placeholder. And the label would be feet squared. However, when you type it in, just 113.0. The last one I'm going to show you is, what if they give you the area? Could you find the radius for me? So what is the radius for this problem? So I'm going to go ahead, A equals pi r squared. Now this time I know the area, so I'm going to plug it in here. So 12.56 equals 3.14 times r squared. To get r by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 3.14. Cancel. Let's take a look. We have 12.56 divided by 3.14. That equals 4. R squared. All right, that's not my answer yet. All the way back to the beginning of the year, to get rid of a number that is squared or a variable that is squared, to undo it, you do the square root. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. These cancel. The square root of 4 is 2, which equals r. And again, I guess I didn't have a label there. If I was calling this inches, then I could say it's 2 inches equals the radius. All right, good luck.